In this video, I just wanted to go over maybe a few suggestions if you, like me, have a student or maybe a group of students that aren't doing very well in your chemistry class. I have one student this year so far hasn't passed a chem test. It makes it very difficult. You want to help, but at some point you know the student needs to do the work on their own. A lot of times it makes you feel uncomfortable or insecure about your own abilities, even though you might have other students that are doing very well. So just a couple of suggestions here from a veteran teacher. I've been doing this over 25 years, and trust me, there's always new things to learn. Don't do more for the student than the student would do for his or herself. And that might just be the problem. The student isn't holding up their end of the bargain. They must practice chemistry on their own. That means homework. That means answering questions after doing a lab. A lot of times, a teacher might feel the best way to help a student is to hold their hand through everything. And I'm telling you, it is not necessarily the best way to go. They need to do the work on their own. They need to put in some studying. If they fail a test again, then maybe sit down with them and try to go through what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and it needs to change. It's sometimes difficult, and it takes time out of our day for other things, I know. But again, as a teacher, we're concerned about all our students. Okay, you've spoken to the student. Maybe you wait till the next test and the same thing happens again. Maybe there's improvement, maybe there's not. You can work with that. But if the student doesn't seem to be working forward at all, then a couple other steps. You got to get the parents involved, let them know what's going on. I would also recommend speaking with your supervisor and then also with the student's guidance counselor. Is it a student that's just failing your class and doing great in other classes, or is this student not doing well in everything? Let everybody know, keep everybody on the same page. I would definitely follow up with everyone, especially the parents, at least a couple of times. And of course, I know you probably already do this, but document all your contacts, not just to the parents, maybe even document when you spoke to the student one-on-one, but don't forget about your supervisor and guidance counselor also. Now, if you're communicating via email, you already have the documents, but if you're on the phone, I would have a phone log somewhere you're recording your phone conversations with different parents and what you talked about. Now, as far as testing options, this could go for an individual student, maybe the whole group. See, I don't like giving one student a break and not opening up that opportunity to all the other students as well. Of course, you could retest a student, maybe give them a makeup test. Test corrections, that's where the student takes the test that you're giving them back and everything that got wrong. They have to figure out why the correct answer is the correct answer and why they wrote the incorrect answer instead. You know, if a kid doesn't put their heart and soul into test corrections, they're not going to really get much out of it. And again, remember, all of these options are more work for you. Open book tests, or maybe a test where the students write up kind of cliff notes ahead of time, could help. Possibly dropping a test grade at the end of a marking period. That also helps you if you have kids that are absent for tests and you don't have time to maybe give them a makeup exam. Just throwing them out there as ideas. As always, keep working hard. Teaching chemistry can be tough. Teaching in general is tough, let alone chemistry class. I'm sure you're doing a great job. Hang in there. And hopefully you enjoyed the video and are going to check out more.